Hey, what if you actually can afford a house like your parents could back in the day? We're talking a luxury 1- or 2-story setup, packed with smart furniture and even a high-end pool. So, what's the catch? Well, they're all made from shipping containers. But let me show you why that is actually a good thing. How much went into this luxury home? 7 shipping containers. And this might be one of the biggest homes of its kind. Higg Box Hop is a 5-bedroom house where 10 people can have an amazing time in a private sauna or a hot tub on the balcony. And by the way, there are a full 112 square meters of open terrace waiting for you, with 2 hanging fireplaces. One is floating cozily inside, while the other sets the mood outside. Admit it, this is not what you were expecting when someone said you could spend the night in a container for $580. Have you ever wondered what happens if you take 6 shipping containers and completely flip the usual idea of a house? You get the Overlook Box Hop. Here, the kitchen and living room were intentionally raised to the 2nd floor, just like in beach houses, to open up the best view of the scenic hills. Downstairs, there are 3 bedrooms with bathrooms and access to a private fire pit area. Upstairs, you get a spacious kitchen, a dining area, a cozy gas fireplace, and a hot tub with a gorgeous panoramic view. Imagine waking up suspended over a cliff and being totally cool with it. Valhalla Sky Suite is a double-stack container house with a panoramic view of Sumter National Forest. And they made sure you won't miss that view, whether you're out on the terrace with its custom bar counter or soaking in the vintage bathtub, which they specifically fitted with panoramic windows. And if you get tired of the scenery, you can lower a projector right in front of the bed. I never would have believed this place was literally cut out of these containers. This family had never worked in construction, but they decided to prove that almost anyone can build a house out of 5 40-foot containers if they approach it the right way. And they pulled it off. In just 9 months, they built a 140 square meter home for around $90,000. For comparison, a house of the same size on today's market could cost around $270,000. Pretty impressive, right? Think $4,000 is only enough to build a shed? Then take a look at what this architect made out of 2 shipping containers. A full 2-story country home you can live in even during winter, thanks to its insulation system and complete air tightness. Because of the outdoor staircase, this house is designed for 2 families. One takes the 1st floor, the other takes the 2nd. Everyone has their own living room and bathroom, plus full sound insulation. And as a bonus, there's a separate sauna in the yard for especially warm evenings. This unfinished-looking little construction set proves that your vacation home does not need endless maintenance costs. Just look at the result. This container home was created around one simple idea. Arrive, open the door, and start living. It divides the property into an open, visible area and a private oasis just for the owner. And inside, you get a full kitchen living room, a bedroom with a TV, and a compact but truly functional bathroom with heated floors and a double shower. Imagine waking up to the sound of water, getting out of bed, and seeing a waterfall rushing off a cliff right beneath you through the glass floor in the living room. This is the Elwood Box Hop, a container project by a family who simply wanted a vacation home for their kids, but ended up building an entire mini resort in Hocking Hills, Ohio. When containers are delivered to a property, it's really hard to picture them turning into a cozy modern home with 640 square feet of space. It took the construction crew 2 months to create this stylish living room interior, full kitchen, and cozy bedroom. But you get to see the whole process in just a matter of seconds. Sam, a mechanical engineer by profession, proved that even without a construction degree, you can turn 4 ordinary cargo containers into a true little vacation paradise in just half a year. By combining industrial metal elements with warm wood finishes and thoughtful insulation that protects against temperature swings, he created a 2-bedroom Airbnb home in the Red Hill area near Nairobi, capable of hosting up to 15 people at once. At first glance, 3 40-foot containers seem like a pretty modest foundation for a house. But inside, everything feels completely different. One of the containers was specially expanded, which made it possible to fit 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and spacious shared areas. What's especially impressive is that there are 2 fireplaces here, and one of them is double-sided, dividing the space between 2 rooms and working for both at the same time. And out back, you'll find a hot tub, a fire pit, and enough seating to spend an evening with friends under the open sky. Jamie and Dave were tired of living paycheck to paycheck, so instead of taking on a new mortgage, they decided to build their own home from shipping containers. Using one 40-foot container and one 20-foot container, they created a 2-story, 406-square-foot home with their own hands in 10 months. Dave handled the welding and metalwork, while Jamie, an accountant with no construction experience, learned everything else, including the electrical and plumbing. In the end, their dream home cost around $80,000, and most importantly, it allowed them to get rid of a mortgage for good. I'm willing to bet this is not what you expected to see behind those closed industrial doors. Here, 40 feet of shipping container were turned into a fully autonomous home capable of traveling around the entire world. Its Hermitian slide-out module expands 6 meters using a regular cordless drill, almost doubling the living space. The solar panels generate up to 1.8 kilowatts of power, and in case of bad weather, there's a silent marine diesel generator as backup. But the most impressive part is that turning the container into a full home takes only about an hour. Do you think you would ever want to live in this container? Probably not. But wait until this man finishes what he started: insulating the walls, cutting out the windows, running all the utilities, and creating a stylish interior, turning the ordinary metal container into a real modern home. Does that change your mind? Have you ever played Battleship? Well, try taking 5 shipping containers, positioning them among some trees, and suddenly you've got a 4-story house with around 3,000 square feet of space. Just look at this lounge area with a view of the starry sky. Inside Harmony House, you'll find a kitchen with a large island, cozy bedrooms, and a luxurious master bedroom with its own private terrace. The industrial style is paired with serious insulation, and construction on this unusual home took a full 3 years. Looking at the result, it seems like the wait was worth it. While most people are buying a ready-made house, this guy decided to live in a Mercedes-Benz Atego truck. Over 18 months, he turned an ordinary 20-foot shipping container that used to haul cargo into a full-fledged tiny home on wheels. Now the walls are insulated, all the utilities are installed, the smart furniture is in place, and this perfect little mobile home runs entirely on solar and a Tesla battery. What do you think? Was the result worth a year and a half of work? Write your opinion in the comments. You're just going to have to take my word for it, because it's hard for your eyes to accept that this luxury villa is actually built entirely out of shipping containers. Panoramic glass on 2 sides at once, along with premium finishing materials, completely hides where these walls came from. And the only thing here that reminds you of the sea is the premium pool. You can argue over whether a structure made from former cargo containers really counts as a house, or you can answer with action, like these builders in Pichicoy on the coast of Chile. they turned classic red containers into modern housing right on the ocean front. This project proves that modular architecture is not a compromise. It's a full architectural style. What do you think? Is it worth building your dream home by the sea from material that was carrying cargo across the ocean just yesterday? In 2018, Seth Britt and his wife Emily brought a long-time dream to life by building a home out of 3 40-foot containers. In just 8 months, they created this cozy 900-square-foot house hidden among 18.5 acres of forest in Hocking Hills, Ohio. Inside, you'll find 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and a spacious living room. Outside, there's a terrace with a fire feature and a 6-person jacuzzi tucked right among the trees. You've probably never seen 2 shipping containers used as the base for the roof of a fully glassed-in lounge area. Panoramic sliding doors, a wooden terrace, and a cozy sitting area with a view of the forest are enough to impress anyone. And the living modules, with panoramic windows and solar panels on the roof, make this home almost completely autonomous too. Forget ordinary hotels. The Summit lets you feel like the only tourist in all of Hocking Hills State Park in southeastern Ohio. This isolated home was perfectly designed from containers so that every inch of its 2 floors is used to the fullest. Inside, it feels like a full old-school cottage, but the main attraction is hidden outside. A rooftop with a fully equipped bar and a panoramic view of the hills that would be worth the trip all by itself. And if you were too late to claim that spot, there's still a jacuzzi and a lounge area with a grill waiting downstairs. All it took for these guys to build a fully functional house was a single shipping container cut in half, a little welding, and a desire to live far away from the hustle and bustle of the city. And here's what they ended up with: a proper home with a kitchen, bathroom, and everything else you'd need, built by hand down to the last nail, and costing several times less than any apartment in the city. How about an entire little street just for you and your friends? Everyone gets their own private balcony with a jacuzzi. Each of these private homes is designed around an open floor plan. Upstairs, there's a bedroom with a double bed and a netted-in space for cozy lounging, while downstairs, you get a spacious living room with a couch, a full kitchen, and a private terrace you won't want to leave. Hit like if you're ready to move in. 3 years ago, Neil just wanted a place to escape the noise of everyday life. In the end, he built Box on the Rocks, one of the most impressive container homes around today. 3 40-foot containers were arranged in an H-shaped layout, creating 960 square feet of living space. But the main highlight is outside, next to the barbecue area and fire pit, where they added one more 20-foot container and turned it into a full swimming pool. Since 2015, MLG has been turning cargo containers into modern, premium-class homes. Just watch how they create a Lux Series home step by step from only 2 containers. Each project takes an average of 30 to 45 days to assemble, and along with the home, the client receives a ready-made foundation plan so they can prepare the site in advance and install the house as soon as it arrives. What do you think is better, trusting the build to professionals or putting a container home together with your own hands? Write your opinion in the comments. Even without a construction background or any experience working with metal, these guys still decided to build their own container home to show how an ordinary cargo container can become a real place to live. And just look for yourself. They didn't stop at cutting out windows and doors. They insulated the walls, ran the electrical and plumbing, carefully planned the interior, and ended up creating a home that is affordable, cozy, and completely livable all at once. The main feature of this project was that most of the construction work was done right on the property, rather than having the house assembled in a factory, as usually happens with container homes. That said, it didn't hurt the final result at all. This incredible home made from 3 20-foot containers is now fully finished, with a smart layout and high-quality finishes in the kitchen and bathrooms. This house is a perfect reminder that container architecture can be not only practical, but genuinely luxurious. 3 shipping containers became the foundation for a home that is anything but ordinary. Right at the center of the project is a pool, with a living space built around it. Inside, there's a spacious living room with ceilings almost 4 meters high, a master bedroom on the first floor, and an unusual suspended bedroom upstairs with a view of the pool and the surrounding landscape. The MLG Lux houseboat model proves that shipping containers are not just for hauling cargo. They can also become the structural base for the walls of a home, with affordable, energy-efficient insulation that keeps you warm in winter and cool in summer. As a result, for a quarter of the cost of a classic home, you get a strong, stylish, eco-friendly container masterpiece that looks like a solid 10 out of 10. Moose Ridge on the shore of Bear Lake is a perfect example of a container build with a premium-level interior. But the main feature of the interior is the stunning lake view through the panoramic windows. The thoughtful layout makes the space comfortable both for vacations and full-time living, and thanks to the modular construction, it can even be expanded if needed. Take a look at this 2-story, 120-square-meter home built entirely from decommissioned shipping containers. The project was created by R.A. Arquitectura, proving they clearly know a thing or two about recycling metal. They soften the industrial style of the containers with plaster surfaces, while leaving gorgeous polished concrete underfoot. Admit it, the final result definitely makes you think about adding a second container home to your own property. Look at this beauty! How long would it take you to realize it wasn't built from standard materials, but from containers? I'm willing to bet quite a while, because from the outside, it looks like a stylish city home with clean facades and not a trace of its cargo past. Inside, there are around 45 square meters with a smart layout, a kitchen, living room, bedroom, and full bathroom. And all of that for $80,000. There's no way this house was built from containers too, right? But it was. Made from 6 shipping containers, this 2,200 square foot home has 3 bedrooms, 3 bathrooms, and an open layout with high ceilings. The floor is real red oak that was originally used to line containers for transporting cargo. Only now, it's been coated with epoxy on top. But the main feature is the balcony with a motorized screen that lowers at the push of a button. A regular 40-foot container and a rooftop terrace. It sounds almost too simple, right? But that simple formula is exactly what made this little house near Asheville, North Carolina, one of the best Airbnbs in the mountains. The inside features a compact but well-planned layout for a couple or a small family. But the real highlight is the roof, which offers great views of the Appalachians. The neighbors are going to be shocked when they see this container delivered to your property, and just a month and a half later, you're moving into a real home. So, what's inside? A cozy living room with a kitchen unit, a full bathroom, a sleeping area, and panoramic windows with excellent insulation, of course. No one expects a 3-story house to be made from 3 shipping containers, and that's exactly why this works. This home grew out of 1 40-foot container and 2 20-foot containers. The lower level is used for storage, the middle level holds the entire living area, and the top level adds another open terrace. Inside the 40-foot block, they managed to fit a fully stocked kitchen, 3 bunk beds, and a cozy living room with a gas fireplace and a TV. This container home arrives on your property nearly ready. after which 4 40-foot containers are assembled into one full residence with a spacious terrace all around the perimeter, and a pool made from a 20-foot container in the yard. But the most dramatic detail is hidden above the bed in the master bedroom, a viewing window in the ceiling, so you can fall asleep beneath the stars. Imagine a full 740 square foot home with 2 bedrooms being delivered to you, totally finished and installed in just one day. That's the Abodu 2, a modern minimalist modular home priced at $270,000. Its main selling point is that the entire path from ordering to moving in takes just a few months, because Abodu 2 arrives already built on your foundation. After that, all you have to do is connect the utilities. Apparently, this is a common practice. Check it out for yourself. This premium home is also literally standing on 2 containers. The Brazilian studio Especialista em Casas takes bare metal containers and builds the full frame of the future home on top of them, covers the exterior with wood, adds a pitched roof, large windows, and an incredible interior inside. If you think a house should be modern, with enough indoor and outdoor space for the whole family, and quality thermal and sound insulation, then this 190 square meter home built entirely from shipping containers is definitely for you. The pumpkin house arrives on your property completely ready to go, and that's no exaggeration. The future, decor, appliances, kitchenware, and all the household equipment are already inside, so you don't have to buy anything extra. This modern container module is assembled like Lego, which means later on you can add a sauna, guest room, or garage, and even move it to another property. And all of this for just $58,000. Believe it or not, but this guy built himself a 60 square meter home out of just 2 shipping containers, and almost everything you see inside, from the mirror to the beds, he made with his own hands. Panoramic windows in the living room, heated floors throughout the whole house, and a full bathroom and kitchen make this place not just good looking, but 100% comfortable. Here's another great find. A local man built a budget container home in Kenya for 1.7 million Kenyan shillings, which is about $13,000. Can you imagine? And yet, what you're looking at is a real 2-bedroom home with its own bathroom, kitchen, and even a tiny veranda, all for less than the price of a used car. This container home is a real example of how to get the most out of a minimal budget. The engineers made it affordable and incredibly compact at the same time. But inside, there is still room for everything you need for comfortable living. The most surprising part is that it doesn't even feel cramped. What an incredible project! This home in Costa Rica is built entirely from recycled shipping containers and includes 2 bedrooms and a full 3 bathrooms. Each container has its own private terrace for relaxing, and the whole setup is finished off with a spacious living area and an open kitchen. This container home is just mind-blowing. Picture this. The bed lifts up to the ceiling on an elevator, freeing up space during the day, while a roll-out cabinet hides the shower behind it to save even more room. And apparently, that still wasn't enough for the creator, because the whole house sits directly over a stream, literally hanging above the water. Time to be impressed, because this 300 square meter home was built from 7 connected containers with 5-layer insulation 12 centimeters thick, protecting it from heat, cold, and condensation. Inside, the exposed container beams and concrete stairs with visible bolts were intentionally left in place to emphasize the home's industrial feel, while the doors from one of the containers were turned into a veranda. Dreaming of escaping the noise of the city, the owner of this property decided to build a country home without blowing through a huge budget. For just $45,000, an ordinary shipping container was turned into a cozy home with a spacious terrace, a fire pit area, and a garden. And the finishing touch came from handmade wooden elements that made the industrial architecture feel truly warm and inviting. The neighbors are going to be sure you've decided to turn your property into a storage yard. But just imagine their surprise when, only a month later, that pile of metal has turned into a stylish modern home built entirely from shipping containers. This house proves that you don't need hundreds of square meters to live comfortably. This compact home, based on a 20-foot shipping container, is easy to transport, fully ready for off-grid living thanks to its solar panels, and costs much less than most traditional homes. Oh yeah, and it even fits in a standard parking space. Imagine this. In just 90 days, you could have a fully finished modern home made from shipping containers standing on your property. Homes like this are popular because they're fast to build, affordable, and stylish. But don't let your eyes fool you, because despite the compact size, there is everything you need inside for comfortable living. Spacious rooms, a modern kitchen, a bathroom, and large panoramic windows. Who says a shipping container home can't look expensive? Probably someone who hasn't seen this luxury container home with almost 1,000 square feet of space, easily competing with modern cottages. Admit it, this spacious living room, stylish kitchen, well-planned interior, and huge panoramic windows completely change the way you think about container housing. Well, it looks like all the containers have already turned into houses. But check back on the channel in a couple of days, because I'm sure there's going to be a part 2. See you there!